الجلال والجمال والثناء والبهاء في لباء والحياة والنجاة والهناء والرجاء في هواك هل أراك سالما منعما وغالبا.
And the Israeli can meet there, and they put the checkpoint again, so it was removed for 4 years, and this is the occupation. This is the randomity of the occupation. And then the army, from some reason that we don't understand, decided to put another checkpoint, and now Iyad cannot drive with his car if you want to go to Nablus, for example, or to go back to his home from this particular way.
I think it's time for you to come up with your questions, because I see a lot of people wanting to share maybe what they want to know. Don't be shy.
Hi. My name is Yip. I was in Palestine from October until January. I was volunteer. My question is, I think me as an outsider from the Netherlands coming there, you have this tendency to think like, oh yeah, the Israelis and Palestinians, they have to work together and understand each other better, and this dialogue, you know, this kind of thing. When I was in Palestine, what I noticed was a lot of Palestinians, their first reaction was no, normalization. And spending 3 months there, I understood this actually.
The concept of normalization, you mean?
Yeah. Because for them, I think living, you know, with Israelis is not a problem. They say the obstruction to peace is the Israeli occupation, the settlements, the colonization. That has to stop before we can, you know,
collaborate.
Yes.
Yes.
Want to translate?
Yes.
And so yeah, I'm wondering what your reaction is to this, and also when Palestinians tell this to you, because I think they do. Yeah, and also within Israel, how do people react to your participation in that?
Okay, so that's 2 questions. The first one I think is for Iyad.
Well, both actually.
Okay, both.
Yeah.
So I think Iyad, because he's Palestinian and he knows why combatants for peace for him is not normalization. So that's an interesting question, I think. The concept normalization is hard to explain in one sentence, but it means I'm going to give it a try. Normalization is that everything stays the same. After the actions of these people watching this play, they go home to their safe environment in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, wherever they come from, and the Palestinians, they go back to their shit.
Yeah, and in a way it's also like condoning what is, you know, how do you say
It is, again, could you repeat?
Condoning?
Condoning?
Yeah, like if you are kind of accepting the situation, and people are forgetting what it's really about, and that is that Israel should stop what it's doing.
Maybe to frame the question for Iyad. Why normalization is a big issue, and of course it's very important. Why for you combatants for peace is not normalization? And how do your friends see that who are not member of combatants for peace?
أول شيء مصطلح التطبيع هذا مصطلح أصلاً خلق في فلسطين.
The first thing that the phrase of normalization, it was invented in Palestine.
بالنسبة لي أنا المقاتلون مش تطبيع لعدة أمور.
There are, for me, combatants for peace, it's not normalization التطبيع for a few reasons.
احنا بنمشي على برنامج سياسي معين
We're working in a political program
وعلى مبادئ واهداف للمنظمه باتفاق الطرفين
and we have مبادئ
او اهداف مطارات.
principles that it's written by both sides.
والعمل اللي بيننا هو عمل واضح للجميع وجو شفتيه في الفيديو هو عمل مقاومه الاحتلال.
And the work that we're doing and maybe you saw it in the videos, that we're doing actions against the occupation.
المشكله بتصير انه انا لما اشتغل معاه انه مثلا انا اطلع مثلا جروب اطفال مثلا فلسطينيه واسرائيليه مثلا انا ما بعمل ضد احتلال انا بس بطلع مثلا رحل او عشان يتعرفوا على بعض هاي بصير يعني مش شغل ضمن برنامج معين.
The thing that it could reverse all our actions into normalization or any action to normalization. It's like taking a bus full of kids into meeting other kids, Jewish kids, which is not something that it's not a direct action against the occupation, which makes this action a normalization.
اللي جمعنا مع بعض انا والاسرائيلي انه هو اسرائيلي يؤمن بالسلام واقامه دولتين فلسطينيه واسرائيليه وانا اؤمن بهذا الحكي نفس الهدف.
What makes us working together, and it's not a normalization action, that both the Palestinians and the Israelis, they believe in the freedom and of the Palestinians and in ending the occupation.
هذا الفرق بين الكومباتنت فور بيس والمجموعات الثانيه.
This is the difference between Combatants for Peace and so many different organizations that they're working under the title of peace.
Mm-hmm. So it's, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
And your friends, how do they see that?
أصحابك كيف بيشوفوا هذا الشيء؟
اصحابه طبعا زي ما في برضه في الشارع الاسرائيلي ناس بدها السلام وناس مع الفكره في ناس برضه ضد. في الشارع الفلسطيني عندنا بكون الوضع لسه اصعب.
Like so many people in both sides, in the Israelis and in the Palestinians, they don't believe in working together at all. And in our Palestinians, I know it from close. It's really, really hard.
في من اصحابي ومن عائلتي معي وفي برضه مش معي.
I have members of my family and friends that they support me, and there are also that they don't.
الوضع اللي بعيشه الشاب الفلسطيني مش سهل انك تغير تفكيره.
The reality of the life of youth and Palestinian, it's really hard that you cannot have the chance to change his mind because he's in the hard life.
Thank you. Yani, if you want to react on it?
Yeah, I think we are one of the few organizations that actually got permission from the Palestinian Authority to continue working together, and with the stamps, you know, Combatants for Peace, Muqatalin Ajil Salam, is not normalization, not tatbiya. My lackmus test for the fact that we are not doing normalization, although that I believe that in the future we will be, the relationship will be normalized, is that Israeli like dialogue groups. You can ask Israeli, come to meet Palestinian, play soccer together, it will be good. And this is the problem of normalization. The harmony is dangerous. Because when you meet a Palestinian to drink a coffee and to eat a hummus or baklawa and the kids play soccer, you can go back to your safe home and feel good with yourself. And this good sense will stop you for doing an action. But if you, most of Israeli will not come to our activities or join Combatants for Peace, because this is not very safe and easy and romantic, so to speak. This is to do action against the occupation. So for me, I know that unfortunately, because we are a minority right now, I know that what we are doing is not normalization. We are fighting the occupation, binationally, non-violently.
Yeah.
Well, you all three kind of spoke about the whole educational system, especially you, about that you're being brainwashed, also in Israel, also in Palestine. But my question is more towards the Israeli youth. They are being brainwashed in the whole educational system. tried to understand how they were thinking. I couldn't. Sorry, but I just couldn't. But I was just wondering, how is this educational part that, I think I'm more understanding towards the Israeli people, that how they are occupying and how the historical context is an influence of how Palestinian reacts to their occupation. How is this educational part and this historical context part of your project? How do you involve it to recruit Israeli people to be more understanding of what they are doing is wrong?
It's a great question. And I think that the problem, to begin with, is not the understanding that we are occupying. The problem in the Israeli education system that I was raised in, and now it's changing slowly, is the non-recognition of the Palestinian narrative. Okay, like the same problem in the Palestinian school system, the non-recognition of the Israeli Zionist narrative. And what we try to do, for example, 2 weeks ago I went to school with one of our founding members, Bassam Aramin. We are going to schools to tell them about the Palestinian narrative. And
you're allowed to do that in Israeli parties.
It depends. It's not an easy task, but this is one of our projects. We are doing it at school. We are doing it in 1 year before joining the army. We meet these young people in the age of 18 or 17 just before the army. We found the way to do the cracks in the wall. It's very important, and myself, I'm a teacher, I'm a lecturer in university, and I also changed my curriculum. And I found a way to teach Israeli students in university about the Palestinian narrative. Of course, it's not easy. I wouldn't call it brainwash, because the difference between brainwash and education is very one-sided. It's telling only your narrative. The Independence Day for us, it's the Nakba for them, and it's so you just have to find a way to enter these very complicated issues to the curriculum.
Other question, maybe. Is this an answer to your question?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to ask. In Israel, there is the first mosque ever built, Mosque Masjid al-Haram, and I wanted to ask if still people there are Muslims and go to the mosque, to the
Aqsa.
Haram al-Sharif, yeah, Aqsa.
No. The first mosque is Masjid al-Haram.
In Khalil.
I don't know which place
Masjid al-Haram
exactly is.
حرم الإبراهيم الخليل المسجد الأقصى القدس.
So your question is this mosque still open, and are
Yes,
people...
and are there Muslims still there, or who?
Yes, Al-Haram, from what we know, it's like Al-Haram, maybe the names, maybe we're talking about different things. Al-Haram, it's in Mecca, and this is what you mean in Mecca, or you mean the first mosque in Khalil?
Yes, the first mosque.
In Khalil. الحرم الإبراهيمي.
No, we talk about the golden.
It's not the first.
The golden.
No, that's not the first mosque.
The first Qibli.
Al-Aqsa.
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 The first Qibli that the Muslims pray to.
كرما الأرام في علا تبي